Paddy Pimblett and Leon Edwards proudly flew the flag for Britain at UFC 296, but the salaries they took home were remarkably different. Edwards demonstrated once again why his reputation within the UFC is only going in one direction. He defeated American fighter Colby Covington via a unanimous decision after 5 rounds, defending his UFC welterweight world title for the 3rd time this year. As a reward for his efforts, Edwards received a cool $1,042,000, an amount that could be topped up with another $600,000 when all his bonuses have been tallied. On the other hand, Pimblett only banked $154,500 for beating Tony Ferguson over the course of 3 rounds in the lightweight division. Pimblett's infectious personality has made him one of the most popular figures in the sport, especially in his native UK, but it shows that the Liverpudlian still has some work to do in the octagon before cashing in on mega paydays. The difference in payout here is quite stark, with Paddy taking home less than 10% of Edwards' total payout when all bonuses are paid. This is not the first time Edwards has been paid the big bucks, as at his previous event, UFC 286, where he first defended his welterweight title against Kamaru Usman, he was estimated to have been paid a cool $1,542,000. Pimblett's paychecks are sure to increase though, and his victory over Ferguson is an important stepping stone towards better things to come. Ferguson hasn't won in 7 fights, but he's still a recognisable name and will help Pimblett's exposure, particularly in the US, where he's still building an audience. The baddie saw his promising career stall for over a year after a serious injury sustained fighting Jared Gordon at UFC 282. But the win over Ferguson shows he is a legitimate top 20 lightweight fighter. In Edwards, he has a countryman champion to look up to. The welterweight champion Edwards still has plenty of room to grow his paychecks, so they match with the biggest names in the sport. MMA Salaries estimate that the current lightweight world champion, Islam Makhachev, has made a combined $4,566,000 from his 3 championship fights at UFC 280, UFC 284 and UFC 294 respectively, whilst the likes of Conor McGregor and John Jones have earned many times more, sometimes in just one fight, with McGregor said to have earned a purse of almost $7 million for his fight with Eddie Alvarez at UFC 205. And finally, when it comes to the 2 Brits that fought at UFC 296, Pimblett can take some solace from the fact that he's received larger payouts quicker than Edwards did in his career. It was not until his fight against Nate Diaz at UFC 263, his 14th fight in the UFC, that Edwards made over $200,000. Conversely, Pimblett made $354,000 in just his 3rd fight in the UFC, so it would appear that better days are to come for both men.